The woman had just filed for divorce from her bankrupt husband. Suddenly, she heard the baby in her womb calling her an idiot. The baby said that his father had not cheated at all, and that he would soon become rich again. All of this was a scheme by the transmigrator woman to drive a wedge between mom and dad. Upon hearing this, the woman finally realized that she was actually pregnant with a child, and from the baby's inner voice, she learned that he was a reincarnator. In his previous life, the transmigrator woman had succeeded in sowing discord. She made the woman divorce her husband, leading the woman to eventually be scammed and die a miserable death on the streets. The baby in her womb had died too. On the contrary, the transmigrator woman had stayed by the man's side and enjoyed a lifetime of wealth and prosperity. After hearing the baby's words, the woman immediately wanted to take back her divorce request, but at that moment, her husband said they would go to get the divorce finalized tomorrow. The woman couldn't help but reproach the man for not loving her. Otherwise, why wouldn't he try to keep her? But the man seemed not to understand her sarcasm. He even said he would leave the marriage without taking a single cent and leave all the remaining property to her. Helpless, the woman had to explain that she had just received a video of him cheating, which was why she had acted on impulse and asked for a divorce. As she spoke, she pulled out her phone, trying to find the video, only to discover that the video had completely disappeared. Because of this, the man thought the cheating claim was just an excuse the woman had made up. He prepared to leave in disappointment. Seeing this, the woman finally panicked. She said she would never get a divorce no matter what. Only then did the man relent and say it was up to her, that he would cooperate whenever she wanted a divorce. Upon hearing this, the woman finally breathed a sigh of relief, but the baby in her womb told her that dad was a loyal and righteous man. As long as she clung to him, he would definitely not agree to a divorce. But that transmigrator woman would definitely interfere again, and he told her to be on her guard as soon as possible. However, after hearing this, the woman fell into a dilemma, because she and her husband had gotten together by accident, after a one-night stand fueled by drunkenness. Even though they had gotten along quite harmoniously after marriage, they had always maintained a certain distance from each other. The woman was too embarrassed to cling to him shamelessly. She had originally planned to use her pregnancy to keep her husband, but she had only just conceived, so it was impossible to detect the pregnancy yet. On the contrary, because the woman had brought up divorce, her husband had started keeping an even more deliberate distance from her. Because of this, the woman couldn't help but burst into tears in her room, but she never expected that her husband would hear her crying. He thought she didn't want to eat the meal he had made that day, so he specially made her favorite noodles and brought them to her. Only then did the woman realize that her husband did have her in his heart. But just as their relationship was about to improve, the man had to go on a business trip. While he was away on business, he received a video sent by a stranger. It was a video of the woman and her ex-boyfriend going to a hotel. Only then did the man understand why his wife had wanted a divorce in the first place. When he returned home from his business trip, he firmly filed for divorce. He gave all his money to the woman. Then he left the house without any further explanation. The woman was so angry that she fell seriously ill. She had to turn to the baby in her womb for help, but the baby said that he didn't know what was going on either. Fortunately, by then, the woman was finally able to get a positive pregnancy test result. She called her husband immediately, wanting to tell him the news, but to her surprise, a woman's voice answered the phone, telling her not to disturb their intimacy. Upon hearing this, the woman was so furious that she decided to go through with the divorce. Little did she know that at that moment, her husband was just